Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Game of Thrones Winter's Coming. Today we're going to take a look at the newly added Dragon Blessing system. We're going to take a look at how it works, how you can get better at it, what you have to focus on, and generally what benefits there are to it. In a short overview, you can see basically here that there is a wheel, there is a normal blessing button down here, there's a blessing bonus button down here, and then there's like 3 different slots here which kind of indicate the kind of buffs and stuff you can get from the dragon at certain levels, I would assume. But like there's the different types of bonuses and stuff you can get here, and how to actually upgrade and how to take a look at this and how to actually manage this we are going to take a look at right now, so be right back. So to understand Dragon Blessing, we are going to take a look at things both inside the game, and we're also taking a look at the more theoretical parts outside the game. So this is basically a Dragon Blessing 101 guide for at least the start, and whatever is going to come later on I can't say for sure yet, but this part, or this guide, will be split into 3 different parts. First of all, we're going to look at how to increase Dragon Blessing level, which also includes how to get the materials for the Dragon Blessings, of course. Next up, we're going to take a look at the benefits of Dragon Blessing and why you should actually do Dragon Blessing and try to get the levels as high as possible. And lastly, we're going to take a look at the Dragon Blessing information, which is like certain information that might be a bit confusing and things that might just generally like give you an idea of how this entire system actually benefits you or works. So increasing Dragon Blessing level is fairly simple. To begin with, you will need 100 Blessing Stones, and 100 Blessing Stones will basically allow you to increase the level by at least 1. The main reason for why I say by at least 1 is because that, as you saw in the wheel, there were also certain buttons inside the wheel that you could end up on, and those things are basically the Blessing Stones. And if you land on one of those, you basically get Blessing Stones back and will be able to increase your levels further than the one that you actually got, or the 100 that you actually spent for that one leveling. Blessing Stones can be gotten in various ways. Some of the ways you can see down here. One of them is by sending out your dragon on expeditions, and it might or might not come back with some Blessing Stones. You can see the picture for it here. And what I've noticed is that it's completely random. I've had a dragon out at a 12-hour expedition and it got back with 30 Blessing Stones. I've had a dragon out in a 1-hour expedition and I've gotten it come back with 45 Blessing Stones. So how it actually works or how to get it and so on, I don't know. But I personally would recommend that if you're going to be online over the day and so on, send it out for 1 hour at a time if you want to farm Blessing Stones at least. And then once you go to bed or have work or something else that takes away longer time, then send it out for a longer time, like 3 hours, 12 hours, or whichever suits you the most. There's also the possibility to buy 20 Blessing Stones 5 times a day from the merchant, and it costs 20 Shadow Moon tokens. I can't remember what they're exactly called, but it's basically the same tokens you get from dragon raids and so on. So it's not something that's super costly, but for those that haven't maxed out the Shadow Moon Dragon yet, it might be a little bit of a conflicting situation whether you should focus on blessings or if you should focus on getting your Shadow Moon Dragon maxed out first. But either way, this resets every day. You can buy up to 5 times 20, so you can basically buy 1 level for Blessing Stone at least every day if you want to, and have the marks for it, of course. Lastly, there might be events or certain things that allow you to get Blessing Stones. Currently we have the Midsummer Festival event going on, and in that event we also had some quests we can do to actually get Blessing Stones and try and progress faster in the blessing level system. So it's something you should definitely keep in mind, that certain events might also give it out, and from what I have heard, there are also codes and stuff in the future that might give out some Blessing Stones. So it's definitely, there are other ways, but the most common ways to get them would probably be the 2 over here, with either sending it out in expedition or buying it from the merchant. Now, we are taking a look at the Dragon Blessing benefits. There are various benefits for increasing the blessing level. The advanced skill level basically allows your dragon to unlock a new active skill or expand on an active skill that it currently already has. For example, the Frost Dragon has the Agile Blessing that you can get, the Shadow Moon has the Instant Gather and the Unexpected Treasure. One is for the Darkfire Dragon, which is the first dragon you get in the game. And these benefits are considered advanced blessings, I believe, so they are not unlocked with normal blessings, from what I know. I haven't at least heard about it yet. But it's something that definitely helps pushing the dragons even further. Of course, there's the intermediate blessing level, where you can get either crit damage for a dragon, you can get crit chance for a dragon, or some construction speed blessing. I would assume this is tied in together with the first dragon skill, since it has the construction skill to reduce times, so it might be added on top of that. It might also be a separate one, I can't say for sure yet, but I haven't unlocked it, but it's something that you also get at the intermediate level. And then there's of course the entire stats thingy, defense and strength for a dragon, and then reductions to enemy armies, which is of course always nice to have and always nice to work around. So and the good thing about this is that they are all passively added to your account, so it's not something you have to have the dragon out in. And lastly, there is unlock an additional skill slot for your dragon, which I believe will push your skill slot total from 6 to 7, if I remember correctly. And this is of course also unlocked in the Dragon Blessing. Though I would assume this is something that's unlocked fairly late into the Dragon Blessing, because Dragon skill slots are very powerful tools in this current meta in the game, and dragons in general are super powerful. So all of these things basically are given to you for each level. You get a certain spot or a certain buff for every blessing level basically, but we're going to take a look at that in the game right now. Now that we are back into the game and you have heard some of the basic stuffs from the Dragon Blessing system and how it works, we can take a look at what's going to happen basically whenever you spend 100 Blessing Stones. As you can see down here, you have some gold, some Blessing Stones, and whenever you click on this, your normal blessing will start to randomly move around and then end up on one of the slots. And once it ends up one of the slots, it will basically give you whatever benefit it ends up on. For example, I had 2 times where it ended up on Dragon Ferocity, so I have 2% crit damage to the dragon. If I land on it on a 3rd time, I will get an additional 1%, so it will be increased to 3%. I've also had times where it landed on the 200 Blessing Stones. That way I will basically lose my 100 Blessing Stones, but I will get 200 in exchange. So I'll basically be allowed to increase my dragon level by 2. And so there's a certain amount of heavy RNG involved into it, and if you land on the 1k for example, you will lose 100 Blessing Stones because you used one try to get it. But you'll basically have 1000 Blessing Stones then, and you can basically increase the dragon by 10 levels. So the RNG part definitely can play a huge role in terms of how fast you can advance with your Dragon Blessing. And of course there's also this entire system over here. You can see that there is a part called the Dragon Head, I believe. This should be the Dragon Scales, Scale Armor, and Flying Wings. And Scale Armor unlocks when your total level is 400 in Blessings, and the Flying Wings is all unlocked at 800. So I would assume certain different buffs or certain things are going to be added once these two unlock, but how it works or what's going to happen or how and when and so on, I can't say for sure, but there's definitely a system to it. Of course you can also see that the reductions are also increased, the dragon's power is increased by each level, and all of them will start out with basically a non buff like this one has here. So it's something that's going to take a lot of time, something you have to invest on, something you have to be patient with, but it's definitely something that will be worth it. You can also see that there's a max level. For example, the Dragon Defense max level puts you at 5000 extra defense for a dragon. For the reduce enemy infantry, we set you at 7.5% reduction. I have to see, there's also one for the army, I believe. That's Dragon Defense, Dragon Power. total armor, yeah, you can see there, reduces enemy total defense by 5% at the max. Whether or not these two might unlock total health and total attack, maybe, it's potentially possible, but I can't say for sure. There's also, of course, the advanced skills that you can get here. I would probably recommend going for this one first if you haven't completed all your badges yet. Sounds like getting a badge for 5 horns, awakening horns, would be decent trade-off. Whether or not you will get a grey one, green, or whatever badge you'll get, I don't know, but it's something you should definitely look into. But this was kind of like a short introduction to how the dragon system or dragon blessing system works, and we're going to fast take a look at some of the confusing information or some of the more side things that you should know about this system right now. So before finishing off this video, we're going to take a look at some of the dragon blessing information that was covered, or just generally is good to know about regarding the dragon blessing system. First of all, dragon blessing level applies to all dragons, which means that you don't have to do it separately. You don't have to do 400 on the Darkfire dragon, 400 on Shadow Moon, and so on. The levels and the buffs and benefits all apply to all of the dragons at the same time. So don't worry about it. Just pick whatever you want to and just go through the blessing. Dragon blessing stats apply passively, which means that the army reduction and so on, since they apply to all dragons, you don't have to have a dragon out into the match to actually have them apply. They will just apply passively, just like the SS tokens, for example, do and stuff like that. So it's not something you should worry about at all. The stats just are added to your account immediately once you unlock them. You can get more than one level for a blessing if you land on a blessing stone as a reward. We already talked about that a little bit. If you land on the 200 blessing stones, you can basically get 2 levels instead of 1. If you land on the 500, you get 5 levels instead of 1, and on the 1000 you get 10 levels instead of 1. So there's the RNG part, of course, involved in it, but it's something that's definitely annoying a little bit, but at the same time it also allows for a more competitive environment, I suppose. But it depends. Some people are probably lucky and some are not lucky, and maybe it favors weaker accounts over stronger accounts. I can't say for sure. There are 3 different blessing bonus tiers, which is basically low level, intermediate, and advanced. Low levels is the one with the entire reduction, army reductions, and power and defense for the dragon. The intermediate level is the construction buff and the dragon crit damage and crit rate, and then the advanced one is where they unlock the new skill, for example the agile cooldown reduction for the frost dragon, the badge skill for the darkfire one, and the extra harvest, node harvest for the shadow moon, I believe. So there are different tier rewards, and once you get lucky advanced thing in the middle of the circle up to 100, I assume you can pick one of the advanced ones, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I haven't tried it, but that's how it sounds like, at least. What blessing bonuses you get on level up is randomized. We already talked about that as well. It's heavily RNG. You could see that I had some of the bonuses already at level 3 at the low level ones, and then some of them I didn't even have unlocked yet. So it's completely randomized how you get it, and it's not set up in a certain path or specific growth curve, so it's completely randomized. The dragon tiers, we saw that as well. There's a dragon head, which is the one that we're currently at. Once you reach blessing 400, you unlock the scale armor, and once you get at 800 blessing, then you'll unlock the flying wings. And I would assume that once you get to scale armor and once you get to flying wings, it will unlock different things. The flying wings might possibly unlock the extra slot level for your skill, or dragon skill slot level for your dragons, and scale armor might unlock the protection system or stuff like that. I can't say for sure, but it's just guesswork at this point. But we are so early on in this particular thing, so it will take some time to actually decipher. But yeah, this was kind of the Dragon Blessing guide here. Like and comment the video if you want to, subscribe to the channel, and of course if you want to play the game, the link is down in the description below, and so is the link for the music if you want to have any part of that, as well as the Discord group. So take care guys, have fun, and see you guys soon, I assume. So Bye bye!